Hi everyone, sorry it's been a little while since I've done my last video, but it's been kind of unbelievably busy and when I have had time to film, the weather has been absolutely terrible and I just haven't had like daylight, or it's been chucking it down with rain, and it's got to the point where it's like 8 o'clock pretty much on a Monday evening, and I thought, you know what, just sod it. I'm just going to film it and I'll make the best of the lighting I have, so apologies it's not perfect, but it's kind of the best I can do for an evening. And basically I thought I would just review for you the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. Now this little baby here I won a couple of weeks ago in a blog giveaway, and I've been using it sort of quite a lot ever since. And I have some thoughts that I thought I'd share with you, and all that light on there, that's the reflection from the mirror. Just in case you're wondering, get it straight on my eyes. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so basically, Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. First things first, I really like how the palette feels. It's kind of like got a rubberized finish on it, which I love that kind of texture stuff. It kind of feels like the same as my iPhone cover, which is just orange and rubber, but it's really tactile. It feels really nice. Yeah, so you basically get 6 eyeshadows, all kind of neutral, hence the name, Naked Basics, and they're all matte apart from one. So these are the shades. So this first one here is the one that isn't matte. It's just slightly shimmery, it's nothing ridiculous. And then all the other ones are completely matte. So I'll do a little bit of a close-up for you so you can have a little bit of a better look. Yeah, so, oh, that's the other thing. It comes with a really good big mirror on it as well. My thoughts. Kind of, I like it and I don't like it. And it's not that there's anything wrong with the palette at all. It's to do with my skin tone. Basically, these two shades, they don't show up on my eyelid because they're pretty much the same colour as my skin. They're massively pigmented and they're absolutely fantastic, as you can see. And then as we get to the slightly deeper shades, they start to show. And then the brown, which is faint, is that one there, the little finger, which is really good as well. So as you can see on my hands, they show up beautifully, and the texture is lovely. They're very finely milled. Amazing pigmentation, good staying power, all these kinds of things they're absolutely brilliant for, and I really can't fault them. And Crave, the black colour, I mean it really is jet black, you know, it's really dark black. And the shimmery colour is probably my favourite one in there, which is that one there. And this one for me is just the perfect, it's the perfect highlight shade for like your brow bone, or the inner corners of your eyes. It's absolutely perfect for that. But like I said, 2 to 3 of the shades don't show up on my eyelids at all. You know, I'll put them on, and I remember the first time I tried them, I went for, I think it was Foxy first, or Walk of Shame, which are like these two. And I was putting them on and I was like, am I actually picking it up? Because I really couldn't tell. And I was sort of putting more and more on the brush and putting more and more on, and I was like, I am picking it up, it's just not really showing up. And that's nothing that's actually wrong with the palette, it's just because I'm so fair. That's the only problem. But other than that, I tend to use Naked 2, which is this colour here. I use that for all over the lid. I work in faint, like into the crease and a little bit under the lash line, and then sometimes I'll work the tiniest bit of Crave just into the outer V just to darken it, but it really is just like one dab, it's just a really small amount. And then Venus, which is the shimmery shade here, I work that, like I said, just kind of under the brow bone and in the inner corners of the eyes as well. And it really does look super pretty, because it's not too glittery. There's no glitter in it at all. It's not too shimmery. It just picks up the light really, really nicely. So for that, I really like it. As a palette, I love it. I just wish I was just a little bit darker skinned. I just wish I wasn't quite so alabaster pale, because those two shades don't show up on me that well. I'll still continue to use this and love it. It's just, yeah, those two shades will probably remain fairly untouched. The price is pretty good as well. It's £20, which for a high-end palette is pretty decent price. One other thing I really do like about this is if you travel at all, or if you go away and you don't want to take like a makeup bag with you full of different things and different choices, this is a really good alternative because it's small. It's matte, so it's easily wearable for day or night, because you can just use the black just to darken it up if you want sort of an evening look, and just kind of work it under the lash line a bit more, blend it out and work it through your crease. It could be absolutely beautiful. And then of course you've got that shimmery shade which you can put more on your lid if you just want to kind of jazz it up a little bit. So it's a very versatile palette, even as simple as it is, you know, just sort of the 6 shades, but for me at the moment, I'm really into matte shades, and I certainly find myself leaning towards them on a day-to-day basis. I'm not wearing matte shades today, but I mean, I suppose I'm wearing some matte shades, but yeah, but for the most part, they're not matte shades today. But yes, so this I really like, love how it feels. The quality is fantastic, the staying power is fantastic. It's a really good quality palette. And for what I would say is a fair price. I would just say that if you're as pale as me, which is basically usually the lightest shade of foundations or powders, occasionally I'm like 1 up, but if you're that, I would just double try these first. Maybe go into the shop and ask them to put them on you at the counter, just so that you can see if they're actually going to show. And you know what, if they don't, it's still not the end of the world, because you've got another 4 amazing shades there which you can certainly work with, and even though there's 2 shades there which I wouldn't necessarily use very much, I would still repurchase this. I say repurchase, I know I won it, so I haven't actually purchased this one, but yeah, but I would replace this, let's say, when it runs out, because there are some really beautiful shades in it, and being that they're matte, you know, they're not that easy to come by. So yeah, so all in all, really like this. Yeah, it's a good palette. Well done, Urban Decay. So that's it really, just a quick little review. If you've liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys on my next video. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again. Bye.